All right, Milton, Delaware is where we go for this one, and this is another beer that comes in a long line of beers that are trying to be IPAs for the health conscious, combining the great full taste of IPAs and that fruity, tropically taste, but having low calories, low carbs, and maybe a beer that you're able to drink and not feel too guilty after a workout. So this is Slightly Mighty IPA, a beer that I always overlook and don't even think about buying because I'm more of a hefty IPA person. I like the double IPAs best. Of course, they can tend to be a little bit high in the ABV, but this one is a lower ABV IPA, low-cal IPA is what it's called, Slightly Mighty low-cal IPA. Also low ABV IPA, and by that I mean 4% ABV for this particular beer, so very, very light. There's also a line of a lot of breweries that are brewing no alcohol IPAs, like 0.5%, like O'Doul's kind of IPAs. Very interesting there. Maybe I'll review a few of those too, because they do show up as a category of beer, the no alcohol or the low alcohol beer. So this is what you could possibly call a diet IPA. It has 95 calories, which is even less than Michelob Ultra, 3.65 carbs. And the big claim here by Sam Calagione is, well, we make it taste full. How does it taste like it's a hefty beer at such a low ABV and low calories? Well, apparently it's something called monk fruit, which is a Chinese kind of fruit that is really, really sweet, and it adds to the taste and the aroma and doesn't put on too many calories. So we're looking for the tropical notes of pineapple, coconut, mango, and citrus. And there is a blurb here on the back. It says, this low-cal IPA is brewed with mighty aromatic hop varieties that deliver tropical notes with a slightly sweet balance provided by the monk fruit extract. So this is a beer that's been around actually for a little bit of a while. It's been around for 3 years, since 2018. So they kind of got on the front end of the health-conscious IPA craze. They kind of started a little bit with the session IPAs, although, you know, they weren't really health-conscious IPAs, but they were lower ABV, and then they decided, hey, let's go a step further. So pour it into this tulip glass and see what we have. We still have a beer that's 4% ABV, so it's not without its alcohol content. It's just not very high. And as we pour it into this tulip glass, let's swish it around a little bit. Get a good mixing here. Nice frothy head on this low-cal IPA. Here's the label, by the way. If you see people, or there's a picture of sailing. It's a very, very crudely drawn picture. Just not a very eye-catching label, if you ask me. Aroma-wise, let's see what it does. Okay, I am getting a very, very faint hint of the tropical varietals. Hint of mango and citrus. I have to really kind of dig deep to get the aroma. A hint of it's there. I'm not getting an overpowering aroma. So the aroma really isn't tricking me into thinking that this might be real IPA. It's kind of tricking me into thinking this might be an offshoot IPA. Now, what Sam Calagione says in his blurb on the Dogfish Head website is that the taste is not going to be watered down like a lot of these low-cal beers are. It's going to be a very full taste, and he managed to kind of mix the two. Let's see if that's the case. Not watered down. I will say not watered down. But I am getting a bit of a thin kind of taste to it without much of a bite on the back. And that might be due to the low ABV. I'm getting what seems like it should be grapefruit at the front of the tongue, and maybe a little bit of a pineapple at the front. But it doesn't really last very long. It gets very little thin toward the back of the throat. This would probably be a decent sessionable, like outdoor lawnmower IPA, maybe, if you want to go that route. I'm not a huge, gigantic fan of not getting the full effect of an IPA. I think if you're going to go IPA, you might as well go all the way. But for what it is, it's okay. Definitely better on the front of the tongue than at the end. You feel a little bit left out at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and give Slightly Mighty low-cal IPA from Dogfish Head. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.